With my two little boys, Tommy and Ralphie, we was quickly over the choppy English Channel and on French soil. With the long drive to the lake complete, we headed to the stores to get some supplies. The lake of choice was Willow Lake, a 2-acre secluded lake in rolling fields set in northwestern France. Keen enough to fish this lake the year previous, where I had 33 bites landing 33 fish, including 8 40s and 9 30s. After travelling 600 miles to the lake, I set out about getting the rods on previous spots I'd fished in the past, with my main focus being the far bank facing me, which had really dense tree canopies. With all 4 rods set, all it was left to do was sit back and wait, and it didn't take long to get in the action.
Well, just got the rods out and we've just got a bite within the hour. First afternoon in France, and yeah, the margin rod has ripped off.
Oh, look at it! Oh, look at this.
Right, buddy. We've got one on, mate. We've got a fish on. When I ask for the net, get me the net, yeah?
No, I can't.
Just lift it. Higher. Good boy. Higher, keep it high, keep it high. Good boy, Tommy. Good boy. Get in. First hour. And we got the first one in the net. Happy day.
First bite at Willow Lake. Tommy landed it like a pro. Just over £20 on the first hour of the rods being in. Hopefully it's the start of many to come.
Well, the first bite's come off my 4th rod that I'm fishing on the dam wall, just up to a pole that's coming out the ground about halfway up. And yeah, we've got the set of 3 over here, all on that far margin, one on that marker there. I've got reflective tape in the trees, on the branches, so I can get back to the spots at night nice and easily. And yeah, happy days. Let's see what the first night brings. Stunning.
With the light fading into our first night, I was hoping the second bite wasn't going to be too far away. First day and second fish, and this angry, scaly little mirror just ripped off the far bank. Give me an absolute run around, to be honest. But yeah, we're off the mark. Gonna slip this one back. Hopefully tonight brings one of them big girls. The night went by and the sun rose, and this is where the proper carp fishing started. Well, good morning. It's around 10:30 in the morning now. We've just done the first night and nothing else since them 2 fish last night. It's gone pretty quiet. I had an extra couple of hours in bed this morning because I stayed up all night to watch the Anthony.
Hello!
Oh, Tommy's saying hello. So yeah, I'm going to give the rods till around 1 o'clock today before bringing them in and resetting them for this evening. We've got margin spots dotted up the far bank, and I'm going to stick to the same spots for the second night. And yeah, the main objective of this, this film, this trip, is to catch that Christmas Day carp. That is going to be the main priority. Do you think we're going to do it, Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy thinks we're going to do it, but it remains to be seen if we will achieve that Christmas Day fish. But yeah, so far so good. 2 fish in the bag, and let's just see what today brings. I got the rods repositioned for the second night. Positioning was absolutely imperative on the far tree line, so I used the bait boat. It was an absolute must in this situation, and it was going to aid our results massively. My sponsor, Specimen Cave, kindly put up a bait bundle for a guess the weight competition in this film. The very last fish I catch of this trip The person to guess the weight the closest will receive a bait bundle. Well, we're not going to tell you what you're going to win. It's going to be a surprise. It'll come straight to your house, fully delivered. And to be in a chance of winning that, you've got to watch this film to the end, and it'll be the very last fish that I catch. Good luck, and remember to drop a comment in the comment section, and I will pick a winner on New Year's Day.
The fantastic lake owner Stuart popped down for a chinwag just at the right time. And no, Ralphie, carp do not eat stones.
That one, Ralphie, £25. First day, going into the second night tonight, and yeah, absolutely buzzing. Well, slip this one back.
Bye.
Say bye, Ralphie.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Happy days.
That rod was quickly sent back out, and they were all back on the dance floor.
So that's all 3 rods sent back out with the boat now for the second night. We've managed 3 fish up to now. You've seen that 25 that we slipped back not so long ago. So yeah, let's see if we can get a couple of night bites. I really want to get into the bigger stamp of fish. There's a load of 40s and 50 pounders to go out in Willow Lake. And yeah, we're staying in the lovely accommodation, which is right next to the peg. It's got pool table and all the essentials. We'll talk more about that later in the week, and I'll show you around the accommodation what you get when you book Willow Lake in France. So yeah, let's go into tonight, the second night, feeling confident, and hopefully one of them 40 pounders is not too far away. Oh, get in that net. Now that is a good one. We've got a good one. Get in. Come on. How about that? £41 with 4 ounces off the far bank on the right hand rod. A little 12mm yellow wafter from Specimen Cave. Happy days. One more look at her. Thank you.
I got the first 40 of the trip slipped back, and I was starting to feel real excitement for what this session could bring. But highs quickly turned to lows in fishing, and not long after, I'd lost a 40-pound fish at the net, and I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely gutted. But then, my luck changed again.
Well, good morning from France. As you seen last night, we did lose a fish at the net. It was literally half in the net and the hook pulled out. It was definitely another 40-pounder, and I was absolutely devastated. But you can't cry over spilt milk. I got the rod back out, and over early hours of this morning, about 5:30 this morning, one of the other rods ripped off, and we've got a lovely common in the sling. We're just waiting for this light to come up, and then we're gonna get that one out. So absolutely buzzing. The trip's really coming together, and just remember guys, this is like the 20th of December now, so you know you can still get these results if you put the effort in, and you've got, you know, the right plan going into the trip. Even at this time of the year, you can still get results, and that's exactly what I'm doing at the moment. But there is bigger fish in here, and I wouldn't mind getting a couple more than 40-pounders, and hopefully one of them comes on Christmas morning. How about that? How amazing would that be? But yeah, we're gonna have a look at this fish shortly, and then yeah, hopefully it's another good day. We've got pretty good temperatures at the moment for December time. It's around, you know, 8s and 9s and 10s, so it's not too cold, but there is a cold spell coming in at the end of this week. So yeah, we'll get this one out and we'll have a look at it. Mid-30 common, ripped off in the early hours on the Specimen Cave, 12mm yellow wafters again. And what a way to put right losing that fish at the net last night. Absolute banger. Let's slip this one back, and hopefully today brings some more of these big ones.
It was a case of rinse and repeat, particle and pellet, and a good dashing of our Specimen Cave bait smoke.
Now we've got the rods out for the third night, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what rigs I'm using and hook baits, etc. So as ever, my faithful turbo German rig. Basically, I use a Ronnie rig with a wafter, but I cut the ring off the ring swivel so there's no movement, so the wafter can't fall back on itself and land in a pile. By taking that ring off and fishing it as a turbo German, you know that that's always going to be separated, and that's how I'm fishing it. 12mm wafter from Specimen Cave, doing all the bites. It's as simple as that. I'm fishing it over the house particle here. It's like a nut and seed and maize mix, and that coloration of the wafter sitting over that works absolutely perfect. I'm not using many boilies on this session. I think, you know, fish are hammered on boilie all year round, and we're now in December. I'm just fishing for a bite. I'm not trying to feed the fish, I'm just trying to catch them. So little amounts of bait, the particle, the little Ronnie rigs with the wafters over the top, a bit of Specimen Cave bait smoke in the pineapple, and that's absolutely all she wrote. A net. Well, just ripped off right before 3 o'clock. I was just standing there saying that I was due a bite in the next 45 minutes, and the rod ripped off 30 seconds later, because I've sort of worked out the pattern of bite time in the last few days. I've sort of worked the bite time out in the last few days, and literally a minute before the rod ripped off, I said we was due a bite this afternoon. I just want to get this one in now. Get in. Happy days. So I was just stood saying I was due a bite in the next half an hour, around 3 o'clock like the last 2 days, and 30 seconds later it ripped off with another 30 pounder from Willow Lake. I'm going to slip this one back, get the rod back out before that darkness sets in. Happy days. What a session. I just wanted to give you a little tip. It's something I do wherever I'm fishing, whether it's UK or when I'm out here in Europe, and that's keeping a journal on your notes, on your phone, of every single bite you get. That's the time you caught the fish, what type of bait you caught it on, which rod it was on, and you can start to build a picture up over the session of the bite times, and you can be prepared in advance, ready for that time of day. So I keep everything logged on notes, and I do this, I've been doing this for years. Over the last few days I've been here, I've had a bite around 3 o'clock every single day, so I can start to build that sort of picture, and you can make yourself prepared. You can bring the rods in, you know, so I bring the rods in around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll leave them out for an hour, and then I get them all back out ready for the next, you know, sort of 24-hour period. But yeah, the bites have been coming about 3 o'clock, and it's just a little tip to keep everything jotted down, and you can start to build your own picture. Well, the rod we've just had that 30 on has bust off again. I'm into another one. Back on the same spot. about 4 o'clock now. It's going to start going dark in the next half an hour. Keeping the rod tip down, it brings the fish up in the water. If you play the fish with the rod in the air, they try to go down and away from you. And I've got other lines close by. I don't want the fish to interfere with them lines. I'm just trying to gain a bit of line on it now. Oh, my other rod's going. My other rod's going. Fuck's sake. Oh, my other rod's going. I can't do nothing about it. A nice old mirror. Come on, nice and slow. Get in. Well, the rod's ripped off again. Middle rod, same as the 30 pounder this afternoon. Got myself another mid 20 off the spot. I'm gonna slip this one back. We're losing light. I'm gonna get them rods back out. Happy days. With momentum starting to build, I went into that night feeling extremely confident. Well, it's just gone dark and the rod has ripped off again for the third time, the middle rod. It's already done 2 bites today. I'm going to concentrate and hopefully we get this one in. Well, that's my 5th fish of the day and another 30 pounder. That's 3 30s, a 40 and a mid 20 today. Absolute Christmas carnage. All coming off the middle rod, barring one, but the last 4 I've been off that middle rod. Happy days. Let's see what the night brings tonight. Buzzing. Well, good morning. We've just done the 3rd night, coming into the 4th day, and what a 24 hours it was yesterday. We've got to bear in mind that this is 3 days before Christmas. We're well into December, and yesterday we've managed a brace of 40s, 3 30s and a mid 20 to back it up as well. Absolutely unbelievable, proper red letter day yesterday, and this session's turning into an absolute belter. We had a lot of rain last night, probably 4 hours of torrential downpour, and I thought the chances of another bite was completely off the cards. And then just as the rain stopped, the alarm sounded, the bobbin hit the rod, and I had another fish, as we've seen. You've just got to get the tactics right this time of the year. You've got to know what to put in and what not to put in. I'm fishing small handfuls at Willow Lake over to the far tree margin. It's got dense canopies and you can get right underneath with a bait boat. And yeah, I did have a spot change yesterday and it actually produced 4 fish off the middle rod after a little spot change, because the middle rod had gone a little bit dead since the first day we arrived, and I had a fish or 2 on it then. So yeah, we're going to see what today brings, and hopefully there's an even bigger fish to be had. I spent some time by the lake with my little boy Ralphie, just soaking in the atmosphere and enjoying good times. So the morning period has passed with the rods motionless, but that's been the story so far. I've not had any bites barring one between midnight and sort of 3 o'clock the next day. All the bites are coming around 3 o'clock in the afternoon up until like 10-11 p.m. at night. We're coming into bite time now. I'm prepared for one of them rods to rip off. So yeah, hopefully in not too distant future one of these rods rips off the spot. I'm happy with all the spots, I'm happy with the tactics, fishing handfuls of bait in the bait boat over to the far bank. We just need a fish, and we need one soon. Well, waited for this bite for a few hours now, and the rod's gone again. It's that middle rod again. The fish, it's took me into the snags at the back. Well, unfortunately that fish did get away. That's what happens sometimes in snag fishing and fishing up to a really dense bank of snags and tree stumps. So yeah, went out in the rowing boat, tried to retrieve the fish, but sadly it got away. The safety of the fish is the main priority, and yeah, so that's getting on now for 24 hours without a fish. Sort of just going into darkness now. We're going into the 4th night. All the rods are reset, they're back on the spots, and let's see what tonight brings. Well, I waited a long time for this bite. I just had one. I lost one this afternoon to the snags, and the rod just bust off. So 11 p.m. now. Come on, nice and slow. Take my time with this. Just trying to slowly gain some line back. On the fish. I've got it away from the tree line now. It's out in open water. I think that leg's come off because the fish has come up to the upper layers, which is a good thing. Even though there's no weed present, I always want that lead to fall off, which in return brings the fish up in the water layers. Come on. I've just been sat thinking I could really do with a bite, and then out of the blue the rod's ripped off and I'm into one, and it's feeling like it's decent, to be fair. I can't feel any head knocking to suggest it's a smaller fish. There's no bumping of the rod tip. Feels like it's a decent fish. This is the rod that we lost the big fish on the other night at the net. Well, that's a battle that I won. Get in. We needed that bite. Come on. How about that?
£46 and 8 ounces on the 5th rod from the bottom corner here at Willow Lake. Absolutely buzzing. After a quiet 24 hours, it's absolutely torn off. Happy days.
After landing the absolute monster, the night passed with motionless bobbins. There was a noticeable change in the weather conditions and a drop in temperature. I took a walk around the lake to try and identify any signs of feeding activity before getting 5 fresh new hook baits on, ready to be dropped back onto the marginal spots. By placing the rod down whilst I sent the bait boat out, it gave me a free hand to use the binoculars and get absolute pinpoint accuracy to the spots.
Going into the 5th night tonight, sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so they're all set ready for that 3 o'clock bite time. We've had a bite around 3 PM for the last 4 days on the bounce, and there's been no fish since that massive £46 8 ounce last night. That was an absolute monster. But we've still got, 4 nights remaining, and the main question still stands: can we catch a Christmas Day carp? We're 2 days away from Christmas Day now. I'm getting a little bit anxious. We've had a really good session, in fact a red letter session, but I really want to achieve the main goal, so we've got to wait and see if I can make that happen. The bites have slowed down a little bit since last week when I arrived. We had a bit of a change in temperature, but overall I don't think that short period of cold spell that's coming is going to affect the feeding of the fish. So we just got to wait and see.
Going into the 5th night, there was a big freezing northeasterly wind coming in, and that was only going to make things harder.
We're now into Christmas Eve, and we had another night of motionless bobbins. The conditions are really getting difficult now. After having a really good start to this trip and landing a load of 30s and 40 pounders up to over £46, the bites and the fish have definitely slowed down. When I first arrived last week, I was seeing signs of feeding activity, whether that be fizzing or shows. I'm not seeing any of that now when we've got a real cold wind blowing in. And at midnight tonight, that clock starts ticking down. We're into Christmas Day, and the pressure is really on to catch this Christmas Day carp. I am going to make a couple of changes when I re-put the rods out in a couple of hours time. I'm going to drop a couple of rods short of the far bank where it's roughly 5 foot of water that I'm fishing in, and I'm going to put 2 rods into the 10 foot of water on a couple of mesh bags and no bait in the bait boat, just a mesh bag with a bit of boilie crumb. And yeah, that's the plan of attack. I'm still going to keep 2 rods over at the far bank, but them 2 definitely need to be dropped short into the deeper water. I'm not seeing anything to go off today. I've been stood here since first light, so a couple of hours now, and yeah, I'm really up against it. I really don't want to fail. I really want to make it happen, because the whole trip, session, everything, this film is all based on me catching a Christmas Day carp. So we've just got to see if we can still make this happen.
With 2 spot changes done, I headed inside to the accommodation to have a bit of chill out time and watch my boys open their Christmas Eve pyjamas. We had a massive surprise in store for them on Christmas Day.
What have you got, boys? Well, I just made a change on the left hand rod, the single rod, and it's ripped off after 2 days of nothing. Made a quick simple change, and I've had a bite within 45 minutes. I put it into an area of water on the far bank where the wind, the cold wind, the northerly wind that's blowing in wasn't affecting the bank, and it was sort of an area in the corner where the wind wasn't getting to. And yeah, within 45 minutes the rod's ripped off, and it does feel like a decent fish. So I'm going to concentrate now and get this one in. Well, we needed that bite, and we've got a common in the net. Let's have a look at her on the map. Happy days. 2 days of the rods being quiet and it being real tough conditions. I made a little change on the single rod on the left up the dam wall.
and within 45 minutes this one's torn off. It's £24. I'm going to get the fish back now, get the rod back on the spot, and hopefully a bigger one is just round the corner. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about where I am. Sort of in the northwest France, in the Mayenne region, a little place called Crayon, if you pronounce that right. Yeah, Willow Lake. It's around 2 acres in size. It's got a big head of 30s and 40s and some 50-pounders to go at. Stuart and Maxine, who own the place and live, you know, 50 yards from the lake on the site, are always there if you need a helping hand with anything. The accommodation is situated right next to the lake. You've got 2 bedrooms, it sleeps up to 6 people, and you've got all the mod cons you need: TV, fully equipped kitchen, cooker, microwave, and you've even got a pool table. And in the summer months, a big pool just round the back, but we're not using that this particular stay as it is December and it is pretty chilly. So yeah, it's a real nice place. It's idyllic, it's in the countryside, it's got rolling fields all around. It's £1,500 for a week, what runs from Saturday to Saturday, and it's absolutely worth every single penny. If you're interested in booking Willow Lake France, head over to the Facebook page Willow Lake France, or the website, what you can get on Google, and have a look through at all the rules and the bait bundles and deals that Stuart and Maxine offer here. With a spot change close to the dam wall in the deeper water, it meant I could walk round and hand bait some pellet over the top and give them a good scattering. With me having that mid-20 common early in the day, if there was a couple more fish hanging around, I want to try and keep them in the area grubbing about for as long as possible. I deployed all 5 rods back to the spots with care and attention, knowing that these were going to be in place going into Christmas Day. Well, it's gone midnight here in France. I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas to all my subscribers and everybody who watches my channel. I'm just sat in the lovely lakeside accommodation here, waiting for one of those rods to rip off. We've got from midnight now to midnight tomorrow to make it happen and complete the task of catching a Christmas Day carp for the film. If you've not yet subscribed, please go over to my channel and do so. And I hope you all have the very best day. Well, who would have thought it, waking up to a white Christmas on Christmas morning. With fallen snow, chilly winds and sub-zero temperatures, I knew that this task was going to be absolutely monstrous. But I couldn't get too despondent, as I really wanted to succeed in catching this Christmas Day carp.
Wow, I can't find this name anywhere. That one's included. I'm going to open a second present when you open it. That's a rubbish pile.
Yep, that's right. They were surprised with Disneyland. After enjoying 8 nights of carp fishing, on the way back, they were going to have a 2-day treat at Disneyland, and they were absolutely buzzing. Well, good morning. It's now Christmas morning, and the night sadly didn't bring a bite, but it did bring a load of snow and sub-zero temperatures, so I am right up against it with 15 hours remaining on the clock to catch my first ever Christmas Day carp. It's going to be a tough one to make this happen, but I'm confident in the rigs, the bait and the spots. We've just got to now sit back, enjoy Christmas Day the best I can, try to not let the anxiety get to me, and hopefully we can make it happen, but we'll see. Absolutely stunning. Christmas Day passed quickly, and even though I was spending time with the 2 boys, I still had that carp niggling at the back of my head. Was I gonna do it? It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Christmas Day. We're sort of in the warmest period of the day now, at 3 degrees. It's not going to get any warmer than that, so if we are going to get a bite, is probably going to be between now and tea time, I'd say. The carp at this time of the year only feed for very small windows of time, and yeah, if we are going to catch one, it's going to have to be pretty soon. It's dropping back down to -1s and 2s by 6 o'clock tonight. And yeah, we've got about 10 hours left on the clock to do this. I've made a couple of changes. I've moved a rod more into open water, in some deeper water, pulled it off the marginal shelf where I was in around 4 foot of water. I've not seen anything all day, barring one little patch of fizzing in the middle, but again, I don't know what that is. I can't 100% say that that's a carp grubbing around on the bottom, because I just don't know. So yeah, that's the sort of place we're in at the moment. I really want to make this happen. The whole trip's been based on me catching a Christmas Day carp, and I knew I was going to be up against it. You know, it's nearly January, it's tough conditions out here, but thankfully we got off to a good start last week, bagging several big fish.
With the light fading, along with my hopes of catching a Christmas Day carp, all that was left to do was sit back and pray that one of them rods ripped off. Just after 11:15 PM on Christmas night, and to my astonishment, the right hand rod let off a few beeps and I was into a Christmas Day carp. But wait, let's rewind. Earlier in the film, I told you about a guess the weight competition, and now's your chance. Drop your comment in the comment section. With 36 minutes left to spare, I went to bed extremely happy.
Well, I actually can't believe it. It's now Boxing Day morning, and how about that last night for drama? 23 hours past the Christmas Day, and I thought my chances was completely gone. I was sat depleted, I was despondent, and I was just down about the fact that I couldn't make it happen. And around 11:15 last night, 3 beeps let out on the receiver. I went down to the rod. The bobbin was tight against the rod, with the rod bent over off the right hand spot, and yeah, after a slow battle, load of line taking, I managed to get the fish in the net, and we completed the task of catching that Christmas Day carp. Now you'll notice I didn't give you the weight of the fish, because earlier in the video I told you about the guess the weight competition. So that fish last night on Christmas Day, you've got to drop a comment in the comment section on the video with your guesstimation of how big that fish is, and the closest person will win a bait bundle delivered to your house, and I'll pick a winner on New Year's Day. I'm absolutely buzzing. We're into the last day of the trip, and overall I think it's been a real success in this cold weather. It's been real tough the last few days, but I've managed to plod through it, and we got the results.